and say, this is Fortnite, energy guns and Railgun. So yeah, I did grab the energy guns. This is supposed to be like a re-recorded video of my previously planned, of my, original one. I didn't upload it because I was too lazy, so this is the replacement for it. So yeah, this is I'm gonna start out with the pulse rifle and end it off with the fast boost. Now keep in mind the what's it called again? The unstable versus pistol is not an energy weapon, but it does create shockwaves, so including it. And it says voltage, so that might be an energy weapon. Pretty sure it's supposed to be an energy version of the hyperburst pistol. I'm not sure. Now, I did cover the fast boost and the hyper voltage pistol in my previous video. You should go watch it. That was uploaded yesterday. So the pulse rifle, I think this is supposed to be the replacement for the Start Energy's rifle. Now I will tell what who owns this. The Imagine Order probably owns this, and it's used by Sloan. Now there's 3 other variants. There's 2 other variants known as, there's Sloan's pulse rifle, which is basically the same thing, but Sloan owns it. This is the Overclocked pulse rifle. Now what it does is it's like overclocked, so it has a faster fire rate than a normal pulse rifle. And this is the burst pulse rifle. Now exotic weapons don't have any camos on them because, you know, they're special and they need to have their default camos on. I don't understand why you can't put camos on exotic weapons. You can't, because they're special. I'm pretty sure this is based on, I'm pretty sure this is inspired by the M16A4. Yeah, so I'm going to be shooting targets in this video, because I have targets set up here. Don't mind about that. That's the Rift energy point. I won't be covering that in this video. I won't be covering the Rift point device in this video, because I already covered that. How did I miss? Now, if you aim, it does more damage, and that's a slower fire rate. Now, this does hold 16 rounds. And as expected, it does have a slow fire rate. If we check the stats, it says full automatic when hip fire, slower power shots when aimed down sights. Its damage is 36 with a fire rate of 4.2. I'm pretty sure when you aim down the sights, that is slightly lower. Its magazine size is 16 with a reload time at 2.84 seconds. Now, I did grab the legendary variant of the pulse rifle because, you know, I always grab the legendary weapons. I always grab the legendary for the base model. Now keep in mind, the plasma burst laser is the only epic weapon in this video, and the Recon Scanner is the only rare weapon in this video. The others are just legendary. Well, 3 of them are just exotic. The burst pulse rifle, the Lawless launcher, and the unstable versus pistol. the ones, some of them are legendary. 3 of them are mythic. The Overclocked pulse rifle. This is supposed to be like a mythic version of the pulse rifle. Now there's an other mythic weapon of the pulse rifle. Like I said, Sloan's pulse rifle, but this one's more special because what it does is an increased fire rate and increased capacity than a regular pulse rifle. This one has a slightly fast fire rate because it's overclocked. It does have a slightly faster fire rate than the regular pulse rifle when you like aim down sights. But overall, it has a much faster fire rate than the regular pulse rifle. And you raise your shots pretty quickly. Like having like 20 rounds. If you don't want to have a slower fire rate, just go with the pulse rifle. Now, these things do pop up. It says mythic, pulse rifle variant with a slightly increased rate of fire for both hip fire and ADS. This damage is 38. The damage on the pulse rifle is 36. This one does slightly higher. Its fire rate is 6.25 with a magazine size of 20. Yeah, it also shares the same magazine size as the burst pulse rifle. And its reload time is 2.68 seconds. This is a lot fast. This is faster than the pulse rifle and the pulse rifle. The reason why I'm including these in the video because they shoot energy. Now they do take me on bullets, but they shoot energy. The Lawless pulse rifle. This is an exotic version of the pulse rifle. Now this one doesn't. It like fires in a 2-round burst. When you do this, and if you like hold down, it's just a full auto. But it is burst, so that makes sense. Also, this has like a longer muzzle. This is the same. It does have the same model as the Lord weapon. I checked on the Fortnite wiki and I easily forgot the name. But it does share the same model, same reload. It does share the same model as that Saber Lord weapon. The Kymera Ray Gun, this is completely fictional. I don't know what this is based on. But it's an energy weapon that shoots lasers, and it's, I'm pretty sure this is carried by Kymera, which is an alien that's allied, that is a part of the army of the Last Reality. The Last Reality is it's the primary antagonist organization of Fortnite. Now you may notice that the deploy animation is, it takes like a few seconds for it to deploy. And it shoots a purple laser. And it does have a little purple, solar system thing. And if you deploy all of it, it just turns blue. Now, if you do like fire off in the distance, well, it used to go in the slower. Zygon Choppy's Ray Gun. This is supposed to be a mythic version. This is a mythic version of the Kymera Ray Gun. Now this one doesn't have that deploy animation. It just instantly skips. An alien weapon that emits a continuous deadly ray. Its damage is 11, which is pretty low. Its fire is 15. Of course, being a ray gun, that actually makes sense, like a full-out one. Its magazine size is infinite. Yeah, this thing does overheat. It takes some time to recharge. Its reload time is 2, pretty ideal. The mythic one has the damage of 12, slightly increased rate of fire, slightly increased damage, and increased rate of fire was 16. The magazine size is still infinite because, you know, you use this energy cells, and its reload time is 1 3/4. 3/4. So 3/4 of a second. So 1.75 seconds. So yeah, that's those. Time to drop these because I'm gonna do the other ones. On the plasma cannon, this is completely fictional, but it does shoot plasma. It just shoots a plasma sphere. I did want to include this because it does shoot plasma. Plasma is like energy. It shoots this big sphere of plasma that slowly shrinks as it travels. Yeah, it's shrinking. And then eventually disappears. Launch a slow-moving energy ball that zaps nearby objects and destroy any buildings in its path. Its damage is 33, which is pretty ideal. Its fire is 1. Yeah, it's pretty slow. Since it only has 1 shot. Its magazine size is 1 with a fast reload time of 0.01 seconds. That's pretty fast. Let me show you how fast the reload is. Yeah, that reload is pretty fast. The Railgun, this is just a Railgun. Now this does have a, when you hit the fire button, it charges up for a moment before it can actually fire. Because it actually needs to like charge up in order to release a shot. I missed that shot. I remember when it used to, like, I remember when Andrew used the railgun on my structures. He, like, instantly destroyed it, so I'm just gonna go outside of that. And let's see if it still penetrates. Let's see if it still penetrates. Yep, it still penetrates through 2 walls. Now this is a railgun after all, but I'm counting this as an energy weapon because I'm counting this thing as an energy weapon because it just shoots like a laser. Kind of shoots like a laser. It's a hit scan weapon. Alright. A high-tech rifle, charge it up to aim and fire a single powerful shot. Great with dealing with enemies behind walls. Yeah, this thing will instantly, like, destroy, this thing will, like 2 or more structures. It will, like, destroy 2 or more walls. Now, I'm wondering, does it still penetrate through? Yep. It still penetrates, it still destroys like 2 walls. Now this thing will basically, like, destroy, I wonder, can this thing actually just instantly one-shot metal? Guys, I'm just testing the railgun out to see if it destroys metal. Now, while we wait, its damage is 95 with a fire rate 1. Yeah, being a railgun, that actually makes sense. Its magazine size 1, which actually makes sense because, you know, you have to break open to reload. And its reload time is 2.7 seconds. So yeah. Yep, it does instantly destroy metal. Now, I'm pretty sure it does like 1,000 damage to, like, it does like 1,000 structure damage. No matter what building materials you use to defend yourself from any enemies when using railguns. The railgun will still one-shot the structure, and its damage for, like, its player damage. Now its damage is 95, which is actually the damage it does to players. Now this one does fire heavy bullets. This one fires plasma. The pulse rifle fires medium bullets, but it can still be counted as an energy weapon. The Recon Scanner, what this does, it actually, like, scans for enemies. You can shoot these little recon bolts. Lasts a short amount of time before they actually explode. Now you can actually hit enemies with this. It doesn't have any stats, but it will still do damage. if it actually hits an enemy. Now you can rapid fire. Now you can actually rapid fire with this and having so many recon bolts. Now they don't last for long. They do eventually explode, and the explosions of the little recon bolts don't do any damage. The Recon Scanner doesn't have any stats, unfortunately. Launches a recon bolts that marks nearby enemies in chests. Now, if I do place a chest, let's say if I want a tracking visor. No, that's not on. No, it did say backpack full. And it will actually mark chest. Now, yes, I did add the tracking visor in there. That thing, the tracking visor won't be counted in this video because it's not an energy weapon. The Zapotron, this is fictional. Now, you can charge it up to fire a powerful shot. Or you can just fire it normally. Now this thing does hold 4 shots. If you're like in a, sometimes the screen might shake if you're like aiming down the sights. If you're in like a position like this. I did not know why it decided rapidly. Now the rotating thing will start to go faster, and will emit electrical starts. Now this thing is an energy weapon because it does fire energy lasers. It shoots like electrical lasers. Now, if we do the stats, it says sniper rifle, high-tech energy rifle that can be fired normally or it can be charged at to fire a single powerful shot that does extreme damage and can pierce through multiple enemies. Deals energy damage. Yeah, it is an energy weapon because it does energy damage, which is very effective against all elemental enemies. Its damage is 25, which is when you charge it, when you fire it normally, it does 25 damage. But if you like charge it up all the way, it does like 150 damage. Its fire rate is 1, which actually makes sense because it is a sniper rifle. Its magazine size is 4, which is an upgrade over the Railgun, and its reload time is 2.07 seconds. Now this thing does take heavy bullets, but it's an energy weapon. The Railgun and the Zapotron both take heavy bullets because they're both sniper rifles. The Plasma Burst Laser, this is an energy weapon because it does fire a laser. Now this does do a burst. It's technically if you fire continuously, it will like it in burst it does like explosions. This is an energy weapon because, like I said, it does fire a laser. And it does have a gauge. A higher power laser that releases an explosive burst. So yeah, like each burst is just explosive. Like this. Its damage is 13, which actually makes sense. Since it's a laser, and its fire rate is 11, which is pretty fast. It does overheat, so yeah. The three last weapons before I actually end off this video. This is the Lawless Rift Launcher. Now, this does take plasma. Plasma is some sort of energy. Now, it does shoot a rift. It doesn't actually do any damage. It's just a rift weapon. This is an exotic version of the Sticky Grenade Launcher, which is not an energy weapon, but this actually is. Because plasma is energy. It says exotic launcher fires a projectile that spawns a rift on path. Now this is an energy weapon because it does fire plasma that spawns a rift. I still do have the Star Wars stuff. Now the unstable voltage pistol. This is not necessarily an energy weapon, but I'm counting it because it does some. Now it does create shock waves, which are kind of energy. So this one is actually energy. Now it does fire light bullets, which are not energy. But it does fire. Some bullets will fire some bullets will create a shockwave like that. Now I didn't include this because it does create a shockwave, and it does have voltage in the name. This is the exotic version of the Hyper Burst pistol. The Blast Boost, I'm pretty sure this is an energy weapon because it shoots musical. Yeah, it fires musical energy. Ah, that was annoying. Alright. This is going to be the last weapon before I actually end off this video. Now, necessarily, these aren't energy guns, but they're energy weapons, so they do count. Because it does fire musical energy. It says fires waves of pure mystical energy. It does have energy in the name, in its description, so it does fire musical energy. Fires waves of pure musical energy, which destroys structures, impulse players, or launchers so high in the air. Its magazine size is 4, which is counted by the icons. So yeah, well guys, I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, like and subscribe. It was pretty fun testing out these weapons. So yeah. Oh crap. Alright, bye.